Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was gone, but his words, his struggle, his dream lived on. After his death, America was shaken but not broken. People rose up with one voice. We will not let Dr. King's dream die. In the years that followed, doors that were once closed began to open. Black students entered universities that had once rejected them. Equal job rights were demanded, and soon faces once unseen began appearing in places of power. Someone once said, King didn't just dream, he taught people how to dream. In 2008, when Barack Obama became the first black president of the United States, the world echoed. Dr. King's dream lives on. It wasn't just a political victory, and it was poetic justice, a sign that hope, no matter how small, can move mountains. Yet the struggle continues. Racism hasn't disappeared, it's only changed its face. But now people no longer stay silent. Now generations stand up and say, we are the dream Dr. King once saw. Every year on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, millions gather, not just to remember his death, but to celebrate his life. His words still echo through time. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Because some dreams never fade. They live forever in the hearts of those who believe. Time has changed. Generations have passed, but the message of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. still beats within the heart of humanity. He taught us that silence in the face of injustice is itself a sin, that real power is not in weapons but in truth, and that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Today, as the world struggles again with division and hatred, Dr. King's voice feels more alive than ever. He once said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. These words are not just motivation. They're a philosophy of life. Because to stop is to surrender. Across schools and nations, his speeches are still taught. Every new generation repeats his dream, because it wasn't just a dream, it was a promise. A promise that one day people will not be judged by their skin, but by the content of their character. Dr. King showed us that peace is not weakness. It's the highest form of courage. Those who answer hate with love are the true changemakers. If he were alive today, he might say, my dream lives within you, don't let it die. His legacy reminds us that change always begins with a single brave voice, and that voice still echoes through time. The year was 1968, a year of exhaustion and hope. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was preparing for a new movement, the Poor People's Campaign. This time his vision went beyond race. It was about humanity. He wanted to unite all poor people, black, white, Latino, Native American, under one voice. Dr. King knew the battle had changed. It was no longer just about civil rights. It was about economic justice. People warned him, Dr. King, you're in danger. Your enemies are growing. He smiled softly and said, I've been to the mountaintop, and I've seen the promised land. Those words weren't just poetic, they were prophetic. In April 1968, he traveled to Memphis, Tennessee, to support striking sanitation workers. He told the crowd, all labor has dignity. No work is insignificant. That speech shook the hearts of thousands. Later that night, a friend asked, Dr. King, aren't you tired? He looked up at the stars and said, maybe my body is tired, but my soul is still awake. On April 4, 1968, at 6:01 p.m., Dr. King stood on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. He was talking about the next day's march. And then a single gunshot echoed, a moment that silenced the world. But not his dream. Dr. King's body fell, but his message rose higher than ever. His words, I have a dream, became immortal. Millions cried, but millions more stood up, stronger, bolder, united. His death was not an end. It was a beginning, a spark that ignited new movements for justice, equality, and peace. Because dreams don't die. They live on, in every voice that dares to speak the truth. The world today looks very different from the one Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. walked through. Skyscrapers rise where once there were marches. Technology connects people across oceans. But one thing remains the same. The human heart still longs for justice, love, and equality. Dr. King's dream did not end with his death. It became a seed planted in the soil of generations. And that seed continues to grow, spreading its roots into every movement that stands for truth and peace. When we see people standing up against oppression, when we hear voices demanding equality, we are hearing echoes of Dr. King's dream. He once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. These words are not locked in the past. They are alive in every protest for freedom, in every classroom teaching equality, in every young person who dares to believe that love can still win. The power of his message lies in its simplicity. Be kind, be brave. Stand for what is right, even if you stand alone. Dr. King believed that the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. And today, even with all our struggles, that arc continues to bend. Slowly, but surely, because of people who still believe in his vision. He dreamed of a world where differences would not divide us, but define us as colors of one beautiful painting. He dreamed of children playing together, without fear, without hate, just joy. And though the world still battles racism, war, and greed, Dr. King's words remind us that hope is a weapon stronger than fear. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. These words still heal wounds, not just between races, but between hearts. Every person who chooses understanding over anger, every child who learns that compassion is strength, is keeping Dr. King's dream alive. If we listen closely, we can still hear his voice echoing through time, not as a speech from the past, but as a call for the present. The time is always right to do what is right. So today, his dream belongs to us. It's in our hands, our choices, our courage. We are now the dreamers. We are the ones who must continue the journey. Because Dr. King's story was never just about one man. It was about the soul of humanity. And as long as someone somewhere still believes in peace, love, and equality, his dream will never die.